my new legs. So, I get a lot of questions about them, so I shall explain. Too many. Not a bad problem to have. Okay, so in Australia, very different in other countries, but in Australia, what happens is, even if you go private for your surgery, you will then be referred off to the public hospital, and your first leg and all your rehab, it's all covered under Medicare. So this is my first leg, my flamingo leg, because it has flamingos on it. So the way that they get the picture on it, the flamingos, that's just fabric. So you could pick like a t-shirt or any fabric, and they put it underneath like the clear seal, which I decided not to do for my other legs. So this is my first leg. You wear it until your stump shrinks in size. So you lose swelling, you lose fluid, and your calf muscle shrinks quite a bit. So once you hit a stable, as that happens, I started with a llama leg and then moved on to this one. So as you shrink, they make you new sockets, which is this part, or they like pad it up a little bit as well so that it fits better. Once you hit a more stable size, and that will continue to change a little bit over the first few years, but I'm essentially at my stable size now. So I no longer need this bad boy. Peace. I now get to upgrade to some fantastic legs. So these are my new fancy legs. I got approved for 3. So after you get your first leg, all Medicare covered, then you apply to the National Disability Insurance Scheme, the NDIS, and you apply for legs. These are the good ones. So they are a huge upgrade from this. I was told that this was crap in comparison to what I was about to get. I didn't believe anybody because, honestly, the first leg felt so amazing that I couldn't see it getting any better. But it did, a whole lot better. So I got approved for 3 legs. A lot of people get approved for only 2. A good daily leg and a water leg. So, yes, I got my good daily leg. So it's really comfy. I'm in a pin lock, which is a little pin on the end of my silicone liner. It goes on. The pin locks into the hole in the bottom of the leg there. Only one hole to go. Locks in, and it won't come out unless I push the button and release the leg. So I will show you that. So that was me getting into my water leg, which actually takes me a little bit longer to get into. Yes, that's my version of taking a while. Then my daily leg. It's just it's a slightly different fit, so I sort of you can hear the air working out of the leg as I push my leg in. So that is literally the longest it takes to get into a leg, is what I just showed you. And as you can see, when I pull on the leg and push down on the edges, it does not come off. So I could lie down on the tiles and you could grab me and pull me by the leg and it wouldn't come off. So it definitely stays on, no problem there. There's a few other systems, there's a vacuum seal. I can't really talk about it, I've never had one, don't really get how it works. I have a pin lock, locks in with a pin, great. So that's how I stay in my legs, and definitely know it will not fall off. So you get foot shells, cute little feet. Yes, you can paint the toenails. Yes, I get half price pedicures. I don't really get pedicures a lot, but yes, they're half price when I do. It's got a little hole between the toes so that I can wear thongs if I want to. Not really a big flip-flop person on the prosthetic anyway, but that's an option, or sandals if you want to. You can get a heeled foot if you're a lady. I didn't want to waste one of my feet. Like, I got approved for 3. I didn't want to waste one of those feet on, like, wearing a heel, because my good foot doesn't really wear heels anyway. So a foot shell goes on the foot so that it fits in your shoe normally. Putting a shoe on sucks. Get a shoe horn if you're a new amputee. It's really difficult, it's really annoying. This is my water leg. So this is kind of what, they all look a little bit different, but this is what my water leg looks like underneath the foot shell. And I'm only going to show you what the water leg looks like under the foot shell, because it is the only one that I can get the foot shell off of. They are hard. There's like this little lip, like a little edge down in there that the bottom clips over, and but it takes some technique to get them off. I literally struggled to get this one off to show you. So this is the only one you're going to see. They do all look differently, but this is my water foot. It's a rush foot, so all waterproof, and my liner has a plastic pin on the end. I totally forgot what that was called. A pin on the end. I have another liner for my other legs. It's got a metal pin, so obviously the plastic one won't rust. All of your legs can get a bit wet, so they're all sort of waterproof. All of them can get wet. I'm not really worried about my other legs. You know, if I walk in puddles or, you know, whatever, get rained on, I'm going to be fine, but the water leg is designed to sort of get totally soaked, and it's going to have sand and all of that. So yeah, it's kind of like a mini running blade sort of effect. It's amazing. It's so comfortable. If you're an amp looking into getting a wet foot or an activity foot, honestly, the Rush is amazing. It felt like I have a real foot. It's like the closest I felt having a real foot. I mean, my other ones are great, but this just, for me, felt, it's incredible. It feels so great. So that is what it looks like underneath on my water foot. I have this because I want to walk on the beach and surf and kayak and, you know, go wakeboarding and that sort of stuff. So water foot. I will probably also wear this when I go to the snow, because I want to go snowboarding. So probably also just because then it can get wet and I don't need to worry about it. This would also be the leg I would do a shoey from, or a leggy from, because many have asked. So the answer is yes, I can. I would probably use my wet leg just to make sure that I don't rust anything in my other legs with beer. So I also have just my daily leg that I showed before. Really comfy, really good foot. Yep, love it. Great. Now, the leg, I got 3. Like I said, a lot of people get 2, daily leg and a wet leg. I applied for a 3rd, the NDIS. They don't love giving 3 legs, but I essentially got it because I can't, there's a difference. Doesn't seem like a ton, but it is the support level in the back. So it doesn't seem like a huge difference, like when you've not worn a prosthetic before, but so on a BMX, because you have to be so tucked so tight on the range of motion, so you pretty much have to be able to get like a full range of motion to get over the pedals. So you're tucked super, super tight here. On my normal daily leg, I need the support, so I can run and jog and back squat and do all of that in my daily leg. But it's cut so high in the back that I can only get my needle back here. So, as I learned from experience, when you're on the BMX and you go over the top of the pedal and you can't bend your knee, like it stops and it kind of throws you off balance, and for me, that means I fell. So that doesn't work. This leg means that I can get full range of motion, so I can close my knee as much as it needs to over the pedal. However, there is not a lot of support. So I picked this up yesterday, and of course I have already tried the BMX. I literally took a couple of pedals back and forth, literally in the grass. I will be honest, I never used to be someone who was nervous about trying too much. It was always a bit of like, let's give it a go, what's the worst that could happen? Case in point, what's the worst that could happen? I have obviously learned from that. My balance is falling now, hurts more. when you fall and you put your leg out in a prosthetic, the like straight cut tibia bone at the end, usually wherever you're putting your leg, ends up smashing into the front of the socket and it hurts. I also realised that you can do something really little and fuck up really big. So I'm actually a bit embarrassed to say that getting on the BMX makes me really nervous. I love it. I really, really, really want to get back on it. I'm working literally every day in this leg. I will be working every day in this leg to make sure that I can ride, but it is hard and it definitely scares me a bit because I know how easy it is to do something that can fuck you up. So yes, I'm a little nervous. I gave it a go, but essentially what happens, I've explained to a few people who've been asking me, is as you come over the top of the pedal, because I don't have the support in the back here, what happens is the prosthetic goes this way, but there's nothing keeping my leg in the back. So as the prosthetic falls forward, this sort of pivot happens. So my stump, which is straight cut tibia bone, hits the front of the prosthetic and goes backwards as the prosthetic falls forward. And I don't know how to control that yet. Like, I literally just picked it up yesterday, so I have not figured out how to control that. I'm going to work on that with my exercise phys because I find it a bit difficult because I can't watch what I'm doing. I've tried videotaping it, but it's not quite right, so I can't figure out what I need to do. So I will be working on that extremely hard to try and learn how to control the prosthetic over the top of the pedal so I can get back on. But surprisingly, my water leg is perfect for skating. I used to play hockey way back in the day, and I tried getting on the skates yesterday, and surprisingly, much easier than a BMX bike, and it was great. Like, so this is me skating for the first time in probably, like, wow, 5 years maybe. So yeah, that's me skating for the first time in like 5 years. So the wet leg was perfect for skating. So I'm definitely going to keep working at that. I kind of, all of a sudden I'm like, wow, maybe I could go back and play some inline hockey. I really miss playing a team sport. I really miss playing a bit of a contact sport. I probably won't be able to be on the rink as long as I used to be. I'm obviously not going to be like a great player, but I just want to get out and play a bit of, you know, socialise, play a bit of hockey, have a bit of fun. And it wasn't really top of my list, it wasn't even on one of my goals that I wanted to achieve, but yeah, now I'm like, cool, I can do that while I slowly work at learning how to use this bad boy on the bike, which is great. It was a really cool surprise actually. So yeah, that's hard. BMX is hard. A little bit embarrassed to say, it makes me really nervous, but anyway, moving on. Each leg has a different foot. This is sort of another one that's like a different style of a running blade, kind of like a mini. Like I said, the Rush one, like when I first saw this one, it kind of reminded me of a blade, like a little, obviously different. And same with this one. Again, you're not going to see it with the foot shell off because I can't get it off. I tried, nearly punched myself in the face when I slipped off, and so you can see. So it's really, really bouncy. The problem with the full blades is that you can't walk in them, so they're designed for like bounding and running. So when you walk, your gait, like your walking pattern, your walking gait, is really off because your hip will drop as it sort of sinks into it. So these give you a bit of that bounce for sports stuff, for running, but it's got a flat base on it so you can also walk. It's super cool. Obviously, there's not a lot of support in this leg though, so this is not what I would want to be running in. So I'm going to keep my leg for about a month, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put like a little quick change device on, so I'll be able to undo, take this foot off, and put this foot onto this socket so I can have the support. So I'll be able to run in, I'll be able to start learning to run using the fun foot, the bouncy one, on a socket with a ton of support. So literally going to be like mixing and matching feet with sockets, and just having a great old time. But basically having 3 means that I'm going to be able to do whatever I want. They're like, the prosthetic is not going to restrict me. I have a prosthetic for absolutely everything that I want to do. I'll be able to change the feet over so that I've got the support in the socket to match what the feet can do. So like, it's not going to hold me back at all. Really, really exciting. Having all of these legs means that my leg will not hold me back from anything. It won't be the leg that stops me. It'll be me, whether I put in enough effort to learn to do something with them, which isn't going to be an issue because I can't wait to get back on the BMX or surfing or kite. Like, I can't wait to get out, and this is incredible to have all of these legs. We're really, really lucky in Australia. Not only is all of these covered, but like all the visits, anything to do with my legs, so physio, exercise, phys, training, liners. Like, here's one that goes in my water leg because it's got a plastic end. Here's one for my other 2 legs. Here's a spare. Like, if I need a new foot shell, they cost hundreds of dollars. Have one. If I need a new socket done up, it's just, I mean, there's like $1,300 in one liner. Like, 2 liners, 3 liners. So we're really lucky in Australia. I have the legs to support me to do absolutely everything that I want to do, which is kind of mental. And I also have a really, really great team. Like, a lot of the reason that I got approved for all 3 is because I have such a great prosthetist. Amazing, 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 amazing. I travel quite a while to see them, and I would travel, like if I move interstate, I will fly back to Brisbane or the Sunshine Coast to organise seeing them. Like, just great team, having a really good team makes all the difference. I also have, so I've covered that yes, the leg stays on, yes, I can do a shoey. 2 really popular questions that I get: why is the riding leg different? Does it cut so low? I also get asked about why I have so, like, where it's painful, like why I have problems. So I have, you'll notice, all my legs have this like cutout on the front, and it's sort of like soft silicone, so it's hard enough that if I knock it, it's not going to hurt. But my tibia bone can push into it, and it's not too painful. So say walking, it was on the bike because it happened so quickly and all of my weight like crunches on the front of the tibia. But walking downhill is really difficult because it pivots back a little bit even with full support, and the tibia like crunches on the front. So this is the stump. This is like obviously calf muscles, don't really use it, so she doesn't do much. That is literally just the straight cut end of the tibia bone. So when I say the tibia knocks, I mean like literally just the straight cut end of your like main bone in your leg just crunches on the front. So I was really struggling with that in my prosthetics. So they put this, like they open up the front and this little silicone, and as your body heats it up, it softens even more. Incredible. If you're an amp and you're having issues with your little tibia there, rubbing or like pushing, like lots of pressure in the front, this is just incredible. I cannot get over how amazing this is. I did my first long walk of about, I think it was 4.2 k's, so up Burley Hill and onto the beach for the first time, and all of the uphill was amazing. It was literally just that last downhill bit where I got a little bit of pain by the end, but it's quite steep and there's a lot of stairs with no railing, so honestly, I am shocked. So yeah, that's all my legs, and that is why you won't see a riding video of me just yet. If you follow me on Instagram, I do post a lot of like what I'm up to in the leg though. So when I try to get on the bike and skating and at the gym, like trying jump squats and back squats and all that sort of stuff, every time I try something new, I usually post a lot on there. So if you're genuinely interested in watching what I'm doing on the legs, I post a lot on my Adaptive Divine Instagram, shameless tag there, but a lot of people ask me, a lot of like amputees to be ask me, so that's a good one to follow because I post a lot of stuff on there about what I'm actually up to and warn you about weird things like people who have stump fetishes. So if you haven't watched that video, go check it out on my Instagram if you're about to be a new amputee, because it's a heads up for some weird questions you might get. So So yeah, that's it. If you have any more questions about legs, shoot them my way.